Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with another toy review. And this time we're taking a look at the Arcade Classics Rampage Mini Arcade Game. And this is number 10 in the series, and this is from Basic Fun from 2018. So the first thing we're going to do is take a closer look at the packaging. So, as far as packaging, pretty standard. It's got that, if you've ever seen these before, they have Frogger and some other games. I think you can find these at Walmart. I don't know if they're available anywhere else. This might be a Walmart exclusive. But it says Arcade Classics, Midway, Classic Arcade. This is 10 in the series. It's Rampage. You can see a nice picture of George. It has a nice arcade cabinet, and if you push a button, typically you can get the Try Me to come on and kind of show something on the screen. Pretty nice. If you go onto the side, you can see the arcade side cabinet, and on this side, this actually has a little window that can actually see the cabinet, which actually kind of colored exactly like it was. And on the back, you can see Arcade Classics, Classic Arcade Play. It says use your mutant powers to destroy the city, punch, jump, and climb to bring down buildings, destroy soldiers, helicopters, and tanks attacking you, look for food in the rubble, but be careful of what you eat. So, pretty classic game. I mean, I'm assuming that most people have played Rampage, at least some iteration of it. They have stuff on the, going back from the Nintendo, the Master System, obviously the arcade, all the way up to Nintendo 64 and PlayStation. You can play different versions of the game, but let's get this guy opened up. Alright, so taking a look at the Arcade Classics Mini Rampage arcade game. Really, really nice out of the package. So obviously, really bright screen. Some of the other earlier games in this series were the graphics weren't that great. This is actually, the screen's really bright, really nice. So obviously it's got the marquee on it, and it's got the side bezel. It's got the joystick, it's got a start, pause button, a jump, and a punch button, an on-off switch, and then the volume button. Everything looks really good. Speakers are down here. As we go to the side, you can see the side art in the cabinet. Back is just bland batteries. It does come with the 3 AA already included. But as you can see, pretty standard looking arcade game. Let's take a closer look. Here you can see the screen and like the side bezel, and you can see a little bit of the joystick. But the screen looks super bright, super nice, really, really nice. And obviously I'll show a little bit of gameplay in a little bit. It's going to be kind of hard to capture just because of the buttons and how everything works. But really, really nice as far as the graphics on the screen. So here you can see the marquee, and it's the same as it is in the arcade. The one thing I really do wish is this thing would be really amazing if they could have made like the marquee light up. That'd be pretty astonishing. But those are just things to wish for. But looks great, great graphics, great, the images look great. It's a great representation of the arcade game. And here you see the bottom, you can see the on-off switch and the volume button, and the speakers, pretty standard, nice color cabinet, everything looks really, really nice. And you can see the side of the arcade, so pretty standard. This is pretty much the way it looked in the arcade. There wasn't any kind of crazy pictures or anything on it. It just had these lines, but looks really, really nice. The stickers are really nice and are put on there very, very well. Here you have the joystick and the buttons. You can see the start, pause, jump, punch. Really, really, really nice the way they did this. I mean, it's got the different directions, and we'll have to see how well it plays. You can see the startup screen. Everything looks nice. Now, this is more on par with the Nintendo graphics, but they do have Ralph, which you can play. You can play George, Lizzie, and Ralph. Push start, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to pick Ralph because he wasn't in the Nintendo version, and he is my favorite. So let's take a quick look and see what we got here. Joystick seems to work pretty good. And there I fall. So sound effects are pretty basic, pretty much the exact music from the Nintendo version, and everything seems pretty good. Really swing up. All the movements are there. Everything feels pretty good. The joysticks feels pretty good. Now I am playing this off my screen, so I'm not really watching what I'm doing very well. I'm not actually watching this actual physical screen. I'm using the camera screen, but looks really good. You could jump. Looks like you can eat people if they're on the ground. Let's try the volume. There's off, low, medium, loud. So not too bad. I mean, the sound is pretty decent on this guy. Alright, and this time we're going to try George. So we'll start the game up. We'll pick good old George. Everything seems good. I mean, the sound effects are the Nintendo style, the real cheaper ones. The graphic style, as far as what George looks like, is more on the part of Nintendo. This is more a Nintendo port. Obviously a little bit different, but pretty much the same, except it's got Ralph, and that's obviously a big deal. They didn't have him on the Nintendo port. So everything functions pretty good. The pause, hit start. You can actually pause it, which is cool. Obviously you can't do it with the real arcade game, so that's a pretty nice feature. But I feel like everything's good. I mean, obviously this is not a actual game review of Rampage. Maybe I'll do that eventually with my Nintendo stuff. Be able to jump from buildings. I mean, all the functions are there. And it seems pretty responsive. Obviously, like I said before, I'm playing this watching my camera screen, so the glare of my face isn't right in the screen when I'm filming this, but everything feels pretty good. Let's see what happens when we clear a level. Goes to the next level. I mean, this thing's pretty cool. Obviously, unlimited continues. I mean, you can just play through this. It's really nice game. I definitely recommend this. I think it's really nice. The screen is beautiful on this compared to some of the other ones. So let's try Lizzie this time. Alright, let's fire up and get some Lizzie here. So we show all three of the characters. Like I said, this is really on par with the Nintendo version, but you have Ralph, and that is huge. Like I said, I've always been a Ralph fan in the original arcade. And then Rampage World Tour and stuff, but it's cool that they do this. Everything functions the way you'd want it to. Graphics, like I said, are on par with the Nintendo. So it's not going to blow you away, but this is a pretty cool piece to have on your desk or something, or just take on a car ride if you really want to. And just maybe, if you have a bunch of these, have them all on your desk would be really, really cool. And the sound effects sound really good. And like I said, you can turn them off, and make them loud, soft, medium, which is really neat. Just for size comparison, here you have the little mini arcade next to a 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figure. This is from Rogue One. This is the Kylo Ren figure from that line. And you can see, it's small, but it's really cool. And the screen is really, really bright. I mean, it's very hard to do screen capture and this kind of stuff. And then even if you want to do straight up arcade game capture, you got to worry about the glare of the screen. And sometimes the screen has a flicker depending on the refresh rate of your camera and the screen. This has no problems. Plays fun, sounds great, the controls seem pretty smooth for something so tiny, and it's just cool. I mean, and it's one of the better looking ones. I think Joust is one of the newer ones as well, and that one looks a little better. Some of the earlier ones like Pac-Man have more really, really cheap graphics. This is really nice. This is essentially like a Nintendo version of the game with the missing character, which I think is fantastic. And I definitely recommend this. Once again, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I will see you guys next time.